handing my keys in.
Oh, you haven't?
25th of January is a day to remember, mate. Thank you. 10 years down the Swanee, a generation. 10 years is a generation, isn't it? Has gone, and I'm now leaving the Empire.
There we go.
Thank you. I'm going to lace the reel up for the last time. One of my friends has come in to say goodbye to me. Ravi, thanks for coming in and say goodbye.
Thank you,
But
Frank.
we'll see you again, I'm sure.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. It's been wonderful here.
Oh, thank you.
We've had a good time, and I've known Frank for about 5 years now.
Yeah, we've done premieres together.
That's right.
Been fantastic.
And really enjoyed it. It's a good team.
Yeah.
Nice to work with you.
Thank you. Come over here, Pete. Pete's off today. Now, Pete's coming specially to say goodbye to me. Peter, what can I say, mate?
Bye, Fred.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to lace the build up for the last time now. So follow me.
I hope you can come and see this film. Yes, well, Pete.
Politics don't concern me anymore here now. Well, this is it, Ilka, the last time, you know.
After all those years service, premieres, specials.
Yeah. Turn in the gutter,
Yeah.
cast aside. Well, I can't run it down because the main features in SRD, and if I run this down, we'll take the soundtrack off. So I'll get Ilka to check it in case he might think, I'm sure he doesn't, I might just do something wrong because it's my last lace up. But anyway, what isn't going to stop though, I'm still going to be working. I'm going to Walt Disney, to the building of the new Walt Disney Preview Theatre at Hammersmith. So come with me and let's have a look at this brand new beautiful theatre getting built.
In 1999, we're in Hammersmith at the Walt Disney new Preview Theatre. It's a beautiful preview theatre. It's going to seat approximately between 95 and 98 seats. It's not confirmed at this moment. To our right we've got Ian and Mark from Max Bell. We've got me in the centre of the image, Jacques to my left, and behind Jacques is Tony Knight, the project manager, acting on behalf of Walt Disney. The projectors installed are FP30E studio projectors, 2K Xenon lamps. It's a beautiful installation. Everybody's putting their own ideas in, but everybody's getting on very well, as we all know each other. I mean, I've known Bells for a long time. I've known Jacques as well, and Tony Knight, the project manager, is a good chap as well. So it's really a good team here working for the final result of making the preview theatre successful.
Mark,
Yeah.
can you just tell us what you're doing, please?
Lining up the barrel to the lamp house.
Okay, thanks.
And then I'm going to turn the laser the other way around so we can line up the projector to the centre of the routine.
What are you actually using to line the lamp house up?
It's just a laser tool.
Oh, excellent, thank you.
Yeah, for like the whole day or... It's bang on.
It takes about half an hour or so.
Excellent.
You want the laser to hit the middle of the zenith?
Yes.
It does. It's bang on. Word of warning, if ever you're lining up the zenith,
Yes.
take the gate out
Yes.
and run the strips.
Oh, really?
Because if you do move the zenith slightly out of line, you'll mount them.
Okay.
And the gate's 300 quid each, so.
Cheers. I got 10 on order spare. Yeah.
Stop.
See Ian in the back of the FP30E doing some work inside the projector.
It's not down, it's just sitting in there, so it's just safe.
Up on the top of the picture we can see hanging off the ceiling this plastic. That's actually £100,000 worth of digital barcode projector. There you can see the size of the projection room, what a beautiful box it is. That's Tony Knight in the centre of the picture, the project manager overseeing all works done in this preview theatre.
That was immaculate, wasn't it?
That's one of the on-site sparks.
Anyway, I can't find the other display yet. I could give you 3 things. I don't know where does that go.
Oh, it's no good for you both. Oh, you left away, then he's gone to us. It's not.
Oh, we got no power.
You're the wrong one, aren't you?
No, I'm on my side.
No, you're
Mark is looking in the box there for lenses to start the procedure to line up the projectors.
Unless it goes up somewhere else, up to there or something.
I'm done with this one. That's what I was looking for. Mind the socket and isolate.
Ian's got the anamorphic lens and Mark is opening up a backing lens. Ian's now screwing the backing lens to the anamorphic.
Down to 70 mil, I'll take it out. Just for your reference, you can't use the small type.
You want both or just one?
Both, we've got the 3-phase and the single.
It's a beautiful 3-lens manual turret, and the plates are single plates, they just clip in and out, just like the FP20.
We got our rewind
It's
bench
lining up
today,
chart.
No,
Okay.
the band's broken down.
Ah, yes.
Well, it hasn't done. It'll be down tomorrow.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, not.
Atop the picture, in the background there, is the air conditioning for projection.
You're here every day now, Mark.
Right, because they'll come down in the van, I won't be here.
Right.
So you'll have to see them in.
Brand new film joiner.
Mark's getting their line-up chart out. See if we're all set with our picture.
E40.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the floor, it's going to get knackered. Seam rack.
So.
It is.
Yes. Oh, I see. Right. Do you want it on then? Yes, please.
Oh, it hasn't gone back yet.
Right, so. There you go. You can have well, I've got to do the other one now.
Yeah.
No one knows what. Is it quiet or what?
Is the projector going or what? It's going.
Yeah, that projector is actually going, and can you hear it? You can't.
Yeah, because I can't burn it.
I think we were all quite amazed how quiet these projectors are. It's an electronic intermittent,
We've got no 3-phase.
that's why it's so quiet, I think.
No contactor.
And these projectors will go from 1 up to 99 frames a second. Initially we had a slight problem, the Xenon wouldn't strike. And now it's the number 2 machine. There's actually a 6,000 foot spool. These projectors are capable of anything from 2,000 to 6,000 foot spools.
Put a link on 122 to get the circuit to work.
Had a bit of a problem at first. We think it might be a bad earth. The computer on the projector was shutting down when the arc lamp didn't auto strike. We now have light. On these lamp houses, it's interesting to note that there's no actual manual dowser. The dowser is done by solenoid. So when you do a picture changeover, the solenoid opens as well as the changeover shutter at the same time. These projectors will be able to be controlled from inside the auditorium, and they will be rock and roll as well. Mark and Ian have just been making the projector, and actually it wasn't quite right, and Mark's going to lift it again and Ian's going to secure it on its base.
This is ridiculous.
Are we nearly there though?
No. We're running out of room for our
If you look at the light going to the porthole is very, very tight, and the image just fits with hardly a fraction of an inch to spare.
Centre it up. Can you jig that over?
What do you want me to do?
Centre it up.
There?
A bit more.
There?
Mark is still lining up the xenon,
There's too much black in there.
so there's no hot spots anywhere,
Shall we see if we can
which
get
means
some-
the light's going to be evenly spread on this screen.
Right, we're going to get that open. So we're going to have to do the same thing we've done up here. Screws on 4 corners and drops off. That's alright, it's not a big
You
issue.
can't really afford to remove that back. Zoom in. That the frame are down the sides there. Can we go down?
Yeah,
Ian?
let's
Yeah.
Can you shut the? Can you open the dowser when I start waving frantically?
Yeah.
It's now Thursday, the 11th of February 1998, and the projectors got installed yesterday, and the room is a lot tidier. No, that's the catalogue. 9899 catalogue. Yeah. The cable's in, Nige. But you haven't got my amp rack. Now that's what you're doing, a brand new 15k amp rack. You hand your coat on it. Anyway, today all the cabling's going in, or lots of it's going in, isn't it?
Nearly all in.
It's nearly all in, fantastic.
Nearly. It doesn't fall down.
Yeah, we wouldn't like it to fall on our heads as we're doing a changeover.
It's on about the barcode projector above the two projectors
But
there.
it's looking like a projection room now, isn't it?
Yes.
Very tight to get it for that.
It's a shame it's not been padded properly.
Well, it doesn't matter to me,
Painted
does
a
it?
decent colour.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we'll try and bring it in. Taking some time to table to bring it in.
Underneath this porthole is going to be a bench where we'll have the computer that will be able to link into PowerPoint on the barcode digital projector. That's number 2 machine.
We'll do our best. We'll do our best. Well,
It's nice to see that both projectors,
okay.
there is a bit of a rake on them.
I know interior is a struggle on that. We're going to be tight on it.
That's Jim fitting in the background.
So this is the projection room on day 2 of installation.
Yeah. Okay.
This is Jim Fitton, have I said that
Yes,
correctly?
yeah.
Jim, what's your technical title at RSL?
I am engineering project manager.
So you've actually set this project up and got it organised to the way we see it today. You've brought all parties in and got it all connected.
Basically, from the contract being signed by Disney, it then becomes engineering's problem.
Yes,
Basically means it's become my problem.
yes.
So I've been given this job. So
Mhm.
yes, liaising with all the other people and the other trade contractors to get it in and get it in on time.
Up to date now, it's the 11th of February 1999. Are we going to make the deadline?
We are. We've lost 8 days due to the building being late, as you know.
Yes.
So we're now at a stage we would have liked to have been at probably 4 or 5 days ago.
Yes.
So we're going to try and make up the time as best we can.
Mhm.
We still think we're going to be there for the 1st of March.
Oh, I'm very confident. I mean, just my little side of things, projectors and everything, we were really worried, weren't we, that the picture wasn't going to fit to the porthole, but it fitted and everybody's happy, and that was
Yeah.
one problem we didn't have to solve.
There's one problem, exactly, there's one problem out of the way which is I will wait off our minds, because when that came up, it was oh my god, what's going on? This is going to be a nightmare.
Yes.
Luckily, it's come across that it wasn't our fault, but we've got around it. And let's hope we don't come up with anything else. If anything else drastic comes up,
Yeah.
it's going to be a struggle.
And those people watching us now, I mean, they see you in their thick white top and me in the coat and scarf. It's bloody freezing in this projection room. There's no heating. There's no heat in the theatre.
It's cold.
So when's the heating coming online, Jim?
They're working on that actually. I reckon they're going to be about a week, 10 days ago. A week, 10 days away. They should have that working.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Let's hope so.
Mm-hmm. Will we have all your amplification in, all your video plays, DVDs, everything all in by the end of this week?
End of this week? No, we're going to have the...
Okay, it's Friday tomorrow, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
Let's say by the end of next week.
Oh yeah, by Wednesday next week we should have all the equipment backs in and turned on.
Yes.
By the end of next week we will be starting to test the system.
Yeah.
And then from then on we've got that week where we're going to do the main testing, debugging,
Yes.
and then Disney US's chief engineer Kevin will arrive on the 22nd.
Okay.
Hoping to be fairly well up for that.
Well, I've organised a print to come over, an old print to come over that we can actually run the projector just to run with. When would you allow us to sort of start just running the projector just for the sake of running it, you know?
Well, Bell Pietro are coming back tomorrow
Yeah.
to set up the projectors and align them and focus them properly.
Yes.
So I would imagine sometime next week we'll have the projector set up properly, so we can physically
just run
something through them then.
Yeah.
While we're still working around you.
Oh, fantastic. Your phone went then, you didn't answer it.
Yeah.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Anything else to add with this
It doesn't
project? Are you very pleased about Scott? I mean, it looked great to me, but you've had all the headaches.
Yeah, I'm dismayed it's this much behind, but luckily it looks like we're going to pull most of that back and give you what you want on the right day.
Yeah, oh, that's amazing. Thanks a lot, Jim.
No worries.
Thank you.
Auditorium of the Disney Preview Theatre in Hammersmith. You see that's the back wall looking at projection, carpet's been laid. And to my right hand side we've got Jacques who can tell us all about the sound.
Hi.
Now Jack, can you tell me why we've got all the what looks like acoustics on the wall but only in some panels?
Yeah, sure. Basically, what happens, you have to break up reflections of the sound that is coming from the master speakers and from the surround speakers around the auditorium. Some of the panels you'll notice are slightly curved, whilst some of the panels are actually at an angle, reflecting sound back into the auditorium. The main reasons for this is that if you have two surfaces that are exactly opposite each other, sound waves can bounce backwards and forwards without virtually any limit, and they create what's known as standing waves, which is something that you really don't want. It muddies the sound completely. And the foam panels that you can see around that look white on the camera are basically there to absorb high frequencies and stop them from being reflected back into the auditorium. Most of the panels that you can see have also got insulation material behind them, and the whole chamber is almost 100% soundproof from the rest of the building.
I can see all the wall coverings getting ready to be prepared. Can you tell me something about the wall coverings?
Well, basically we get sheets of MDF, take the middles out of them, stretch the fabric round and staple it around the back, and basically just pin it on as you go around the walls in, you know, biggest panels that you can.
Right, and this allows the sound to go straight through and into the absorbent of materials and reflective materials
behind it,
without the room looking at it.
Yeah, because the cloth is thin. I mean, you can see it's going to cover the speakers, but we take the fronts off those, and the fabrics
Acts as a new
as a new front on the front of us.
So here we have a full view of the auditorium. We're looking at the entrance into the auditorium, and people come in this way and up these stairs, either one in front of us or one just below here in this, on the picture, and into the auditorium. And to the right of the seating area on the auditorium, we have a huge pillar there and a walkway which takes you down to another exit out of the cinema. What we're looking at is the reception area. People come to the front of our picture, around this wall, and into the auditorium that way. And this huge area is the reception area. And the theatre is going to seat about 98 people, though it may change, but this is all reception.
Got my age signature.
Absolutely. Installation continues.
I've never seen the system put in.
High link between.
Yeah.
You look really happy messing with all this, Jim.
Sorry?
You look really happy getting your hands into all this wiring.
I wish I could spend more time actually doing things like this. I suppose it's a waste of time.
Actually look in the back of the amp rack. How many watt per channel?
Don't look there.
System power is 15,000 watts.
That's amazing for a small room.
It is. It's an awful lot in a very small room. It's going to be very, very loud.
Yes, but even if we play at the standard Dolby settings, we're not going to be pushing amplifiers too much to attain that level, are we? Which is pretty good.
Oh no, I suspect they're heavily overspecified.
Yeah, but it's always best to have more than you've got, isn't it?
Well, the acoustic consultants have, I imagine, built in. I would have thought at least a 20 or 30% headroom
Yeah,
to give you that flexibility.
at least we won't get any clipping, hopefully.
That's the idea. Right, sorry I'm late. I'll be back as soon as I can. Meet interior. Later, gentlemen.
See you later, Jim.
Yep.
Jack, I mean, you know, you've explained everything in the theatre for me, sound acoustics, you've explained the things going on with the wall and the speakers. It basically is really interesting. Now, back up in projection, which I know about, obviously, but where's this digital barcode projector you're telling me about?
You might not recognise it because at the moment it's disguised wearing a raincoat up there, but it's that rather large and heavy blue item under the ceiling of our engineer there who's busily working away.
Oh, wow. Can you...
He's somewhere in the region of about 75 kilograms, so I'm sure he's saying a few prayers that it doesn't fall on his head.
Right. So are these digital barcode projectors, I would imagine, are they expensive?
Well, the one that we've got up here is somewhere in the region of about £100,000.
Oh, why haven't we got two then, Jack?
Because you would like break your legs skydiving off of a wallet that was that big.
Yes, yes, very good.
And I've been reliably informed actually that it weighs 110 kilograms, not 75. So on that note, I'm going to get out from underneath it.
Well, Jack, I see what you're saying. You don't trust it.
Absolutely not. You know, you guys that are going to be working underneath that thing better pray every day. But no, we do actually do safety testing when these things go up, and the mounting brackets that projector is hanging on are capable of holding a minimum of twice the weight of that. And we'd like you to meet our tester, who actually generally sort of hangs around on these things.
Oh, I
for
see.
want of a better word. Just to ensure that they at least take the weight of a human being on top of the thing that they're supposed to be holding.
Right.
Actually, while you're here, you might like to ask him exactly what it is he's doing with this big box in the wall with R2-D2 and Darth Vader's wife.
Well, it looks like a bit like aliens to me, you know, and these tentacles. What are you actually doing?
Just building the box up ready for the control cabling to be installed.
Is that for the sound and the AMX?
Links all the AMX control and the mag followers to the projectors.
Yes.
Just rebuilding the box so that we can get the relevant bits of wire through.
Oh, excellent.
Unfortunately, they won't fit at the moment.
Oh dear. It's Friday the 12th of February 1999 and Harkness are now going to be installing the screen here at the new Disney Preview Theatre, Centre West, Hammersmith.
Yes, this is going to be the semi-permanent position of the Rex, or pretty permanent actually. They are on wheels obviously, so that access to the back can be made readily for engineering maintenance.
Right.
But they shouldn't really need to be moved a great deal. The rest of the space at the back will of course effect an adequate air ventilation so that the units don't overheat.
Oh, right, excellent.
Which is very important because this sort of electronics does get very hot, believe me.
Thanks, Nigel.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Well, anyway, what we're looking at here is a side-on view to the mag sound follower for Unmarried Prince. This follower has capability of running for two projectors. One on the left, obviously projector 1, one on the right, projector 2, and you link up with the sound and you link up with the picture through the same marking, and then you interlock them together, so when you inch the projector down, it inches down on the sound follower also. So that is the projection room today on the 12th of February 1998. Image was over the proceeding mover, just lining up 185. As you can see, it actually is this RP35 PA loop on the projector, which is the old RP40 stroke 1995. And Mark from BTS just nipped out for a second, checking his lineup, and we can see the loop going through the projector. And it's now Monday the 15th of February 1999. It's actually nice to see these projectors moving now. Notice the black type gate. We're now looking at the electronic intermittent sprocket. This sprocket syncs up with a shutter blade, and when the projector is actually booted up but not actually moving, the shutter blade is revolving all the time, and when you actually start the projector, the intermittent sprocket syncs up, and hence we get a nice clear steady image, and you can go from 24 frames up to 99 frames, and you can even calculate it down to probably 1 or 2 frames on the shutter, will actually speed up to give you a flicker free image. On the top is the latest SDDS penthouse. Underneath, or you can say in the middle, is the Dolby SRD digital reader, and underneath at the bottom of this configuration is the DTS timecode reader. What we're actually doing now is looking through the porthole to the right of the machine. This is not the projector porthole, this is actually where there's going to be a bench, and when we do special presentations, this will probably be where we review everything from. There's going to be a computer here and many more goodies, I'm sure. But anyway, we can see the SMPT 35PA, the former RP40/1995 loop on the screen. We're looking at the 1:5 ratio at the moment. There's no plate in, that's why you can see the top of the RP40, the 35PA loop on the proscenium. This is 1:5. Scope, the masking is going to come down and come up slightly at the bottom. This theatre is fully equipped with top masking, bottom masking, side masking, left side masking, right, all independent. And there we have it, the number 2 machine with the 35PA line-up chart. And now we're looking at both number 1 and number 2 machines. It's now 16th of February 1999, and we see the masking is now working. It's been left covered up and fully in. Painters are in to paint proscenium. Yes, please. Here we are, backstage and the limits and the masking, and this is the box that does it. Fantastic. What are you actually doing with your laptop for the masking?
Altering the software. A couple of assignments for the software are on for the motors. So
oh, fantastic. Here we see Lawrence lining up number 2 machine. Lawrence is also from Bell Theatre Services. And here you can see a view inside the auditorium, and as you can see the seating is now going in. It's Wednesday the 17th of February 1999. We're lining up plates now for the correct ratios. what's happening here, careful adjustment is being made to the individual masking motors.
Put a vertical line in there, so when we do 105, that is where the vertical line on the centre of the image goes. Because at the moment we've got no references. The size we've got pretty much sorted.
The seating is also going in today.
Well, I was looking at it and I thought that is a flat screen, it's not supposed to.
You can see most of the walls are covered now.
What I was going to say was, I'll centre it, so the centre line is on there, yeah, so horizontally, and I'll also centre it to the left and right masking. So I move and cover exactly the same amount. I'll go do that. And then when I'm ready, I'll give you a shout.
You can see the heating vents in the floor, in between the seats. Well anyway, what we've achieved now, we've got the number 2 machine lined up for scope and for 185.
Go for a fraction, it's been the same, I don't know. Like the old, yeah. Right, a bit more. Forward. Right, leave it there. And into this.
Work is still going on with the amplifiers. We're looking at the back and see all these XLR plugins.
Xenon's centred naturally, isn't it? I should just double check it. The machine couldn't actually be kicked over a little bit. The thing is, I don't want to fuck it up. You know, the machine, the Xenon's over far enough. Xenon's over, right. Okay.
And this is the back of the amp rack. Here the rack we just locked in was the processor rack.
That stayed on centre when I tighten that up.
And here's the relation of the amp racks and processor racks to the front wall.
It looks
Both of these racks are going to be plug-in. There's some sockets on the processor rack for controlled cables. These cables here are all for sound.
And he's actually down the right barrel of the scope down here. Yeah, very tight.
Going back to the amplifiers, we see the plugins.
The other thing I do
Cables.
It's 119. 119.
Or cables.
Close enough. Right. Focus.
There's a gap here which is scheduled for the disabled seat access. These two seats here have been taken out and we're not quite sure what's happening to them at the moment. And this is how we find the theatre today. Looking good. This gap here is for the director's table. This is where the rock and rolling can be controlled. There'll be an AMX touchscreen here, and it'll all fit in this one width. We can see where we are in relation to the rest of the theatre. And as you can see, it is bang in the middle of the auditorium. Screen tabs are not up yet, they're coming shortly. Anyway, it's the 23rd of February 1999 and the fire alarm system is being checked. As we can see, projection room is looking a lot cleaner. The aperture plates have all been cut, 166, 185 and 235. The trunking is being placed on the projectors. There's the number 1 machine. And we can see some new amp racks. Okay, let's have a detailed look at what's on the racks. A Sony monitor. Digital Betacam player. A DVL 909. Pioneer laser DVD player. And what a beautiful machine it looks. Super VHS video player. Samsung VHS video player, a multi-region player at that. And here we see with the front door drop down, so this is a multi-player. Here we see a U-matic video player. In the other amp rack, we've got an Accent Pro integrated access control frame. Here we see the patching panel. And we're here working drilling somewhere. What we're looking at here is an Extron Matrix 50 series switcher. And here we have a Dolby Digital AC3 decoder. A Vortex modular broadcast systems unit. Then we have a Dolby SR Digital. We have Dolby Timelink digital delay units. Right, we're inside the theatre now. As you can see, the handrails are in on the right hand side of the auditorium, actors left. Quite cute with the Mickey Mouse symbol, as we see here on the handrails. As you can see, there's still some work to be done in the theatre. The main thing is done now. The masking in, the tabs are in, we're not runnable at the moment, and the plates are being cut. And this is a back walkover. Background we can see the walls that have not been covered, as we see above. The reason is that these panels here on the back seat are looking, well, if they put on the wall they probably get damaged, so they're being kept here and be put on the very last moment. In the middle of the auditorium we can see the director's control box, the console for the director. This is an AMX touch screen panel. Projectors, sound, masking, curtains, all controls will be able to be operated from inside the theatre. Now we just come out of the cinema, and 5 minutes walk from the preview theatre at Walt Disney is River Thames here at Hammersmith, and what a beautiful day it is today. Planes are constantly flying overhead, as we're only a few miles actually away from Heathrow. You often see as the planes pass over Hammersmith, the wheels are coming down. That's how close we are to the airport. Anyway, we're back in the projection room now, carrying on with the installation. RSL actually doing all the sound installation, as we mentioned earlier on in this video. There's a touchscreen pad, actually active. That's Keith to the left. That's Eric just walked in front of the camera. And Eric is the engineer programming the AMX touchscreen. This is Eric's programming on his laptop the AMX configuration. This is the SAS unit, this is the sound rerouter. All sound systems are fed into that. As you can see, our racks are now active. The digital sound film readers, which the configuration is yet to be changed. There's my rewind bench.
So Fred, have we actually got possession of the film storeroom?
Where are we at? Oxford.
This is the door to the projection room. I see we've got beautiful windows just outside. And this is the door to the film store room. And as you can see, a beautiful film store room. It's almost too good to be a store, should be an office. Then from the film store room, we've got this open space. And we have another door here. And from the store we have a passage. This leads us into the theatre. And here we are into the entrance of the theatre. And go for some stairs here. The console is in the middle of the theatre, just to the left of the screen. Ratio is on 166 at the moment, beautiful blue tabs. And this is the auditorium. There's still a few lighting fittings to go in. And here we have an almost complete auditorium, complete enough for people to come and watch a film in. And now we're looking at the projection wall. Anyway, let's move out of the screening room. And through another door. Into the lobby. And look at this lobby, this is fantastic. This is the reception area, the ante room for PVI pictures. This is the bar from where they serve the drinks and food from. These panels at the back open up to reveal nice glass counters, and this is the stairway from the foyer to which people will come up into the ante room here and then go into the screening. Only a week ago looking at this beautiful room, there's no ceiling here, and look at it now, it's absolutely gorgeous. Now it's fully fitted out. It's now the 4th of March 1998 and Jim's on the floor doing some last minute wiring up. Well, tonight's the night, isn't it, Jim?
It is indeed. Give it a whirl.
Yeah, it's a contractor screening and we're going to be showing Enemy of the State, and hopefully this afternoon we're going to be here. So you're going to watch it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Go out and get your popcorn and I'll be sorted.
Even at this late stage, they're still lining up all the sound.
Good.
And he's just doing the levels of the Dolby. There's Keith in the background, and Eric is still doing his AMX. And over there in the corners, Nigel's putting his trunking back on.
Right, can we do
And this is our new lighting board.
Right, okay, I'll do it manually.
You haven't set the delay for that yet, so we'll do that. So,
And here we are looking at the AMX touchscreen.
have a look and see how fast did it work. Didn't work. Is this the DTS, yeah? Shouldn't that look like that? Top one left hand side bar was left, isn't it? No, it's straight. That's left.
That's there. All cross packed.
As we can see, the box is still in a unfinished state with the tools from the contractors out and about.
that they put the entrance, so they're not here.
I was just wondering to find out when we were actually going to straight back to Chris.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, Fred.
Now, Tim,
It goes well.
thank you. Tell us something about fishing.
About fishing, don't know too much about fishing. Know lots about racing motorbikes though.
Alright.
Take care.
Okay, thank you. And here's Matt.
Alright, Fred.
Alias Max.
Alright.
And here's Nigel. Tell us something, Nigel.
Tell you something, I'm exhausted. I'm just glad tonight is actually looking like it's going to happen.
Thanks very much.
But you know what I've got to put up with.
Thank you.
This was nice.
Well, back in projection. So what have we got to say, guys? Tonight's the night.
Last.
At last.
It's gonna happen.
The show must go on.
Absolutely.
Sparky.
Break a leg, as they say.
Cheers, Duncan. Thanks for
Really
everything.
nice to get a really good night's sleep and not have to come
Absolutely.
back here at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Do at 9, yeah?
At 9, yeah, okay, fine.
Thank you.
I've been finished by now. I didn't temporary electric store it God knows how long ago.
You mentioned to me about yes,
Well, we've just done our first screening. We've just changed from part 1, 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6 and 7 of Enemy on the State, and it's on Thursday, March the 4th. And here we see the projector with successful spools. There's still a lot of tidying up to do in the box, as it's still basically being installed, but we had film, SRD, SDVS and DTS. There's the projector running at 24 frames. Beautiful 3-lens turret. This beautiful electronic intermittent. And there we have the bottom spool box.
We've got the 15th floor.
There we are, looking at the rear of the number 1 projector, number 2 projector in the background, followed by the follower, the processor rack, the amp rack behind, and all the audio and visual, or I should say audio and visual racks behind that or against the back wall. But surely the box will be cleaned up, and the great guys that helped make this cinema or preview theatre happen will be gone. I miss them very much. They've been really good guys to work with. There's a very high-tech screening room here, the Walt Disney Preview Theatre at Centre West Hammersmith. Talkback facilities for the director's console, and there's my new lighting board that arrived today. So it's the end, well not quite the end yet, about 40 minutes ago, of a very stressful evening. Getting the theatre online, everybody's very happy, which is very nice. Been a lot of stress throughout the building of this theatre, but you soon forget all the stress once it all comes online and everybody's happy. To the show off this evening, and it's so emotional. I gave one of the electronic experts a big hug and said thank you very much for everything you've done, and I felt quite emotional. It's now the 16th of March 1999, the preview theatre here at Walt Disney Centre West in Hammersmith has been open now a day. It's been very successful, beautiful picture, lovely sound.
And this is really the end of the building of the preview theatre for Walt Disney. Anyway, let's just have a final look around. You can see we're using 6,000 stools and this beautiful projection room and theatre. And here is where I do most of my operations from the phone for the theatre booking, stage lighting, computer, and the AMS touchscreen. I don't have to actually go near the projector to start off. The projector, I can do it all on here. Naturally, I wouldn't be bad usually, but you can do it here. And there's a touchscreen in the theatre, in the director's console, and also on the lectern, where you can control everything from projector to start, the lights up, the masking, the tabs, framing, focusing, you name it. It can be done from all 3 locations. So there you have all my sound processing, my visual processing, my videos, my DVDs, and also my theatrical presentations, all in this corner of the box. It's a beautiful theatre and there's so much you can do. The flexibility is absolutely stunning. What more can I say? Well, these machines, like I say, they are a bit difficult to place up, but what frightens the life out of me is the intermittent. When you first send machines on in the morning, the intermittent sprocket just 3 wheels, and you've sort of got to latch on. Look at that for an inch and a half, just so, you know, do it with one finger. So once you turn the machine on, you have to just catch the intermittent and then it locks on, and here it goes. Just a bit unearthing at first, and then you lace it up, and if you just get the intermittent when you've just stopped it, it's not gone the full turn. Close the gate, and next thing it clicks back and it flicks the film as if like a horse's hind leg, just flips it, you know, and it makes like a cracking noise. And at first you think, Jesus Christ, what's that, you know? But you do get used to it. And there's a funny little metal guide here, which confused me at first. I thought it was going to scratch the film, but it doesn't. But it's a beautiful projector. You know, it rocks and rolls, it does everything. And it should do for the price. It's been a few teething troubles, but everything's really settling in now. So very happy.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm Fred. So we all know our dear Fred as our long-standing projectionist.
Yeah, someone stand up at the back. I like your style.
Who for the past 20 years has run all aspects of our Disney screen room and presentation.
6 days.
Fred is in his 21st year.
No, it's 20 years. 6. No, come on.
Oh, Fred.
I've been able to interrupt them as much as I can. It's 20 years, 6 months, 6 days, and 6 hours and 12 minutes.